they saying, huh? Hey, now what they saying, huh? Hey, now what they saying.
And we're here on Talk of the Town with a very special guest, Mrs. Sarah Collins Rudolph, who was a victim of the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing in 1963. Mrs. Rudolph, thank you for joining us today. It is a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
How are you enjoying your stay in New Jersey so far?
Well, I really have been enjoying myself. You know, we went to the towers and we rode the subway, something that we don't have in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
So I just really been having a good time here.
Definitely, and we're honored and blessed to have you with us.
Thank you.
Now, I know, do you recall the day that it happened?
Yes, I recall the day. You know, on that day, Janie and Ada and my two sisters, we walked to church. We walked about 17 blocks. And while we was walking, Janie had a little purse, black purse, and we was throwing it and catching it. We laughed all the way to church, not really knowing what we was walking into that morning. So when we got there, we went to the ladies' lounge and freshened up. And Janie, she went on to her class upstairs with, adult classes. And we stayed downstairs because our class was down there in the basement. And while we was in the ladies' lounge, that's when Denise McNeil, Cynthia Morris Wesley, and Carol Robson, they came in. And they spoke to us and walked on the other side where the stalls. And when they came out, all the three of them, they came out together. And I was standing by the sink. And Denise McNeil stopped in front of me where Ada was by the couch and asked Ada to tie the sash on her dress. And by that time, when Ada reached her hand out to tie it, that's when the bomb went off. Boom! And it was so loud till all I can do was just say, Jesus! And I heard someone say, somebody bombed the 16th Street Church. And it was so clear as though this person was in there, but it had blew a big hole into where they was sitting. Because when it went off, I didn't see anything because I was blinded by the glass debris.
And it's so tragic that even happened, and it's crazy because that happened in '63. We're still facing, that's American terrorism at the end of the day.
That's what it is.
We're still facing that today, what we're going through.
Yes.
So when this happened, what happened? Did they convict these fellas?
Yeah, they convicted Chambers about it. I think it was in about 78, Robert Chambers. And they waited 38 years to convict the other two, Blanton and Cherry.
38 years.
38 years.
Wow. So they waited 38 years when these guys were just about old and...
They was old and they lived their life, you know. So when they convicted them, Cherry in 2002, and he died two years later.
Wow. So, for you to go through such a dramatic situation and terrible, unfortunate event, how did you find the courage to stay strong and be able to share your story like this with others?
God had to do a lot in me. Because I was suffering with nervous condition and also a lot of fear. And it wasn't until I gave my life to God, God started working in me. Because, at that time, when I got older, I was drinking, smoking marijuana, but it didn't do me any good. It wasn't until I came and God, He did a work on the inside of me. That's what I want to talk about tonight, how God healed me from all that what I went through. Because at the age of 12, that was something a child shouldn't go through. But I went through it, and what the devil meant for evil, God turned it out for my good. Because I go around telling people, the young people now, when something like that happened, You know, the devil will tell you to turn to alcohol and drugs, but that don't help.
Exactly.
We just had to give it over to God and let Him do the work in us, and that's what He did.
Yes, ma'am. And we thank you for being so strong enough to even say, I'm gonna give it to you, God. And what's some advice that you can give? Because a lot of these kids nowadays, they give up easy. Not even just the kids, adults give up easy. And if you could get through a situation like that at the age of 12, that should be encouragement to you guys out there who feel like giving up right now. What are some words that you can give to some of the viewers who's at that point right now in their life?
For one thing, we got to really stay in church.
Yes.
And we got to learn the ways of God. Because we live this street life. So many of our young people are going to jail. And they want to rob. But that's not the way. We just got to really turn all our problems over to Him. And He'll be surprised because, God said, cast all our cares unto Him because He cares about us. But we, young people, the jailhouse is full of our black young people. And if they're not in jail, they dying in the streets. So we just got to really just trust God with our problems. Just pray. We got to pray more. And we some schools, they have taken God out school, but they need to put God back in because when we was going to school, we had devotion, we prayed, we had the Pledge of Allegiance, but they want to take all that away from our young people, and that's what they need.
Yes, ma'am.
They need to start that back.
Yes, ma'am.
And put Him back in His place.
Yes, ma'am. And we thank you again for joining us on the Talk of the Town. We'll be back in a little bit.
Did you know about 40% of high school graduates don't attend college each year due to financial restraints? So that's why I decided to start the Hometown Hero Club, where 25% of each purchase will go towards a scholarship fund and be awarded at the end of each year to the next hometown hero.
We're here with a very special guest, one of my mentors, the founder of the Harlem Fine Arts show, Mr. Dion Clark. Thank you for being on the show today.
My pleasure, Aston. It's great to see your growth and your progress and all the great things you're doing in the state of New Jersey and globally also. So my hat's off to you and your program and some of the good things that you do.
Thank you, thank you. And not a lot of people know Mr. Clark was the first person to give me an internship ever, so I appreciate you for doing that.
Well, you deserve it because you're always hard working, have a good focus, and want to do better things in life. And so that deserves mentorships, that deserves opportunities, and that's what our young people should look for, to be able to not always get a quick return on their investment, but to look and see how you can really maturate things and make yourself more successful in the game of life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So could you tell the people a little bit about the Harlem Fine Arts show, what year it was founded, how did you even come up with the idea to do this?
Well, the Harlem Fine Arts Show is the largest African diaspora traveling show in the United States. We have been around for the last 7 years. We just celebrated our 7th anniversary at a great show at Riverside Church, and we look to get bigger and better. The show was actually a hybrid of a show that really started in the 1990s, and it was developed by a gentleman by the name of Jocelyn Wainwright and Stedman Gray. Oprah's best friend. And as that show progressed, I had the opportunity and the privilege to work as one of the marketing directors and individuals that actually brought in sponsorship types of opportunities. And when they slowly decided to no longer do business, I saw that this was an opportunity for JWD Enterprises, that's the company that I run, to really develop the Harlem Fine Arts Show, take what was left of the National Black Fine Arts Show and change it and make it the Harlem Fine Arts Show. And we took it to Harlem, and over the last 7 years we've really developed it in a cultural nutrition type of basis, and we really kind of have done some fantastic things, if I say so myself.
Yes, sir.
We started in, again, on 143rd Street about 7 years ago with an audience of about 500 people that actually came to the show and purchased art from local artists. And we have developed it and really increased it in regards to now we bring in 15,000 people over a four-day period of time. We have over 80 artists and galleries from around the United States that comes to sell their particular wares and bring that cultural nutrition that we talked about to the Riverside Church, and we've been able to grow the show in many ways. We are now in Martha's Vineyard celebrating our 5th anniversary. We are in Washington, D.C. celebrating our 2nd anniversary. We are in Chicago celebrating our 3rd anniversary. And we are going into Houston and a couple of other markets. So all in all, we are in about 6 markets throughout the United States. And for the first time, we're going international, because we'll be taking the show to the Bahamas.
Yes, sir.
And they say it's always better in the Bahamas.
Yes, sir.
We'll see how that works out. We'll see how that works out. So it's a great concept in regards to empowering artists.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity to bring cultural aspects to not only the African American community or the multicultural community, but the general market community and to the nation and globally. It's a great way to preserve arts, and it's a great way to celebrate the past, the present, and the future in regards to visual arts.
Yes,
and last but not least, we have developed programs throughout the 4-day period of time that impacts every aspect of our community.
Definitely.
We have youth empowerment.
Yes, sir.
And that's a way where we open up the show to the students of the region that we're in for free. And they come and they get the opportunity to meet the artists. We do mentoring types of programs. We do educational types of tutorial types of opportunities.
Yes, sir.
And just something to impact the kids, to really kind of open up that door. We work with the United Negro College Fund. We work with the Urban League. We work with the NAACP. We work with the social and civic organizations.
Yes, sir.
To really impact us in a great way. We work with faith-based organizations to have our gospel show sing-off and stuff like that. So there's a number of things that we've done that we've built to empower our communities, to celebrate the great artwork, and to sell a tremendous amount of art to empower our communities. Because at the New York Harlem Fine Arts Show, we sold $3.6 million worth of art.
Wow.
And that has grown each year, so it's a great aspect that we should embrace.
Yes,
And we
sir.
should make sure that this survives the test of time.
Definitely. And how do you pick your artists?
Well, we have a jury system. At first, it was just eeny, meeny, miny, moe. And that became, well, who do you pick and how do you get the best of the best? And this show represents the Harlem Renaissance. It represents
That's the
the
best,
great.
the best, the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have to live and try to find the new Jacob Lawrences, the new Elizabeth Catleys, the new, again, Roman Beardens.
Yes, sir.
We need to find these individuals, and we need to really make sure that we celebrate this particular visual arts components to the best of our ability. So
Definitely.
that's what we've really been given the mantle to be able to do, and we hold that mantle very strictly, and we focus on it because we need to make sure that we preserve and we salute our culture as best as possible.
Definitely. And what kind of advice could you give to upcoming artists that are tuned in right now?
I think that art is a talent and a God gift, but to be successful in the art industry itself, as an artist in terms of selling your work, it also has a business acumen to it. So I think it's so important for artists to know marketing, to know finance, to know all the different aspects to be able to run their particular gallery or themselves as an artist in the right particular manner as a business person. So success is not only the creative aspect, it's the business component that you need to put together. And more than anything else, you need to, a lot of it's God-given, but some of the other non-God-given attributes you need to learn and study your trade in schools and really kind of nurture that.
Definitely. And what's the website that people can go on?
Oh, please go up to hfas.org. That's hfas.org, and it's we call it the hippest trip in America, being a part of the Harlem Fine Arts Show. And thank you so much.
Thank you. And there you have it. Mr. Dion Clark, sit down with us, talk about the Harlem Fine Arts Show. Make sure you go to hfas.org to check out more information. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town.
Did you know about 40% of high school graduates don't attend college each year due to financial restraints? So that's why I decided to start the Hometown Hero Club. with 25% of each purchase will go towards a scholarship fund and be awarded at the end of each year to the next hometown hero.
What's up? I'm your host, Ashton Burrell, and we're back on Talk of the Town. I'm standing here with E the Elite and Miss Makaeba Green. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for being here. So there's a lot of different things that these people are into, and I would be mind blown if I didn't even have them on the show to talk about it. Miss Green, why don't you explain to us some of the things that you're doing right now?
Okay, so currently I have 2 books out. I'm in the process of releasing my 3rd book, which is going to be called Confessions of a Young Black Girl, to really help and motivate and empower other Black women, because like to be an African American woman is different from being any other type of woman. So just the daily struggles that we go to, from doing our hair, from waking up in the morning, it's just different. It's a whole lot of things. Also on April 30th is with my nonprofit, we give out scholarships to high school students, so I'm in preparation to do that.
Definitely, and we're going to definitely get back to you talking about the give back for the in your nonprofit for kids that's going to college. E the Elite.
Hey, man.
That's a great guy. Tell us some of the things that you're doing and into right now.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I'm a performing artist from Newark, New Jersey. I'm actually on my own label. It's called LSL Entertainment, Limitless Sounds and Lyrics. Actually, you can follow us on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at E the Elite. I'm also in the process of scheduling a tour, and I'm dropping my 2nd album, and I'm going to be dropping it next month, the end of the month, next month in New York. So it's going to be called Evolution, the album.
Evolution.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Evolution, the album. And you spoke on how you do your nonprofit and how you give scholarships. How did you even get into doing something like that? I know that's probably like a tough, difficult task to give money, especially in the economy that we're in now. So how do you manage to do this and stay motivated to do it?
Okay, so basically just from my own high school experience, like just being bullied by my teachers and just by having teachers telling me what I couldn't do, and just from my own personal experiences, I made a promise to myself that I felt like if students wanted to go to college, like money should never ever be an excuse. So it's like kind of been my life passion to help other students. So like we fundraise, we ask people for donations, we harass people, we do what we gotta do to get our sponsorships and our money for our students. So this year we're hoping to give out $50,000 in scholarships.
Wow.
Yeah.
And E the Elite, you said something when we had a conversation earlier. You take some of what you make and put it back into the scholarship fund. Explain that.
Well, actually, it's not just myself. It's myself and a couple of the artists and producers and performers that work with us. Everything that we make from our revenue through LSL Entertainment, we have to take a portion of what we make and we give it back to Makaeba Scholarship Fund for the children. Because it's at the end of the day, you can be a musician, but when you're doing it, you're not giving back at some point. So I really, really respect what she's doing for the community. So I feel like it was just like, you're young. This is dope. Because a lot of people say they're about it and they're not really about it. And she's definitely about it. So, my people were really, really interested. So that's just something that it's like an oath every year we do that.
Definitely. You see that, artists? Give back to the community. Stop talking all that dumb stuff in the records and not giving back to the community. Now, well, the funny thing is, we have an artist, author, entrepreneur, 2 entrepreneurs. How did you guys get linked together to even, join together for your project?
I think ultimately it's like the laws of attraction. So when it comes to putting things in the universe, so you attract what you put out, right? So I've always been in search for a great business partner, someone to kick it with, and a positive, young Black man. So I think Iman and other people that we work with, we kind of have the same consensus that we want to, support each other. So that's something that really made Iman and I, tight. The fact that we're able to support each other, the fact that we both are full-time college students, all of that was just a wrap. So it was like, okay, we just have to work together.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah. Definitely. What about you?
Yeah, it's the same, but it's difficult to find people who are really on the same page as you, people who are actually willing to. Everybody has their flaws. So you have to be willing to work with those flaws, and despite those flaws, still be able to come to a conclusion at the end of the day and not halt your progress.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because everyone has a goal in mind. And if you're really, like I said, about what you say you're about, you have to be able to work together. And because nobody can do anything alone by themselves, so you have to be able to find a middle ground to where you both can say, all right, I may have been wrong about this, or you may have been wrong about that, but at the end of the day, we still have a goal. We got deadlines to meet. So how you want to do this?
Definitely.
And you work together collectively and make it happen.
Definitely. Now, you're in school.
Yeah.
And you're giving out money for school.
Yeah.
How does that work out?
Okay, so it's a little weird at first, when I interview different students, because they're like, wait, aren't you 21 or you're in the same age group? I think ultimately because I'm on school because of scholarships, so my education is basically paid for. So that's something that, makes me more inclined to give back and help my other fellow students. So I love what I do. I think it's the biggest accomplishment, knowing that you can help another student accomplish something that they didn't think was possible because of money.
Definitely, definitely. And you're in school as well.
Yeah. Full-time.
How do you manage to be full-time artist, full-time student, full-time entrepreneur?
Yeah, and actor.
And actor. Oh, and actor.
No, but I mean that. Well, really, my thing. It's funny. I pay out of pocket.
Oh.
But it's all good.
We're
you
gonna
know.
need to hold a couple
It's all
dollars.
good. But it's all good though. It's I wish I didn't have to, but nah, it's all good. But at the end of the day, that's the reason why we do it, because it's a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a necessary struggle, because at the end of the day, you want to progress.
And it's an
And
investment.
exactly, and it's an investment. It's an important investment, something that everyone should do. Everyone should be entitled to an education. Our people fought for these rights, and for us to have it and to squander it is a waste.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I want people to not have that as an excuse, and I want people to be able to get an education without having to worry about paying out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? I don't need. I've already been there. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So, with you doing this, giving scholarships back, writing books, and you being an artist, what could you say to people that's trying to find their niche on what they're trying to do in life? Young people who's your age, and still saying, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. What advice could you give to them right now? We'll start with Miss Green, and then we'll come right back to you.
Okay. The advice I would just say ultimately is always keep the faith, right? So a lot of times when we don't know what we want to do, we always feel like it's something wrong with us, that it's supposed to be a time frame by 21 I'm supposed to know. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, sometimes you can say I want to go to law school and you realize that's not for me. So there's no set time when it comes to success. Like, everything happens in due time. So I would just ultimately say keep the faith. And understand when you put something out in the universe, it will happen. It may not happen when you want it to happen, but it will happen. And when you truly believe in yourself, it doesn't matter. Everything else is, is a done deal.
Definitely.
So.
Sure. Well, really, the funny thing is, this is what I would say. I would say that do what's going to make you happy. Not what makes you happy, but what's going to make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're partying, and I'm not saying you can't go party, but if we're partying and drinking, all that stuff makes you happy, doesn't necessarily be the thing that's going to make you happy in the future. You know what I'm saying? If what you like to do is the party scene, then you can promote. You can do, you can own your own club, your own venue. There's things you can do of that nature that will make you happy, that still put you in that environment that you enjoy, without you having to squander your time and just not get what you want to be in the future.
Definitely.
So you have to make sure that you're very, very careful about what you do, and just put it into the universe and do what's going to make you happy in the future. Invest your time, invest your money, invest your passion. Do what's going to make you happy.
Definitely. And ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the future is in great hands. We have a great generation. People are always talking about this generation ain't doing what they're supposed to do. It's clear we having examples to my right and to my left of me. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town.
Did you know about 40% of high school graduates don't attend college each year due to financial restraints? So that's why I decided to start the Hometown Hero Club, where 25% of each purchase will go towards a scholarship fund and be awarded at the end of each year to the next Hometown Hero.
And now, welcome to Fashion 101.
And we're here on the Talk of the Town with Ashton Burrell. We have a very special guest right here with us today, Mr. Jay Alexander Martin, the co-founder of FUBU, which I know a lot of people wore. Appreciate you for being here with us. Thank you.
You better have.
Oh,
You
good.
better have, or you stop.
Perfect. So first, let's just jump right into it. Did you think it would be what it ended up being?
It's funny when people ask that question. I say yes. My other partners say no. They give some old political answer, but I say yes. To be honest, FUBU wouldn't have been started if it really wasn't for my drive to actually make it start.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times people don't really know the real story, and behind any business or any phenomenon, there's a story, and then there's another story. So I can begin by just telling you straight up, this is what happened. So basically, Dave and John, my partner, very cutthroat, not necessarily cutthroat, but very shrewd, or just he basically wants money, wants to be a businessman, period. Like, just what he does. Like, cause look, if he could sell some shoestrings to you, or sell some water, or sell some air, he gonna sell it. He gonna just try to figure it out. That was just my friend, especially when he was as a kid, because we grew up together. Me, I was more of a guy who just wanted to be in fashion. You know, I kind of found what I wanted to do at a sort of early age. Went into military to try to be in fashion, which I don't know what I was thinking.
Yes,
but
sir.
I did be able to come out with a GI Bill and go to college and go to fashion school. So basically, to fast forward backwards, or to rewind, I should say, Damon was making some hats. I saw he's making hats. I was like, this is nice. You got a label here from and you got a name. Let's turn this to a clothing line. He looked at me like, what the heck is a clothing? I know a clothing line because I know what I buy, but I don't know how to do that. I said, well, I do. So I had got in the military on a medical discharge. I got $7,000 from an award that I got from they called no fault insurance back at the time, and I took $6,000 of it and gave it to him. Actually, $5,000 gave it to him, and I kept $2,000.
That's a good friend.
And I said, gave it to him. I just gave it to him, but I said, listen, this is week you start the business because we didn't have any money. He had just made a couple of hats. He sold a couple. He figured, okay, whatever. It was just the hat to be for a second, whatever. So he had made a little bit of investment prior to me. I made a little investment. So then in turn, he called himself president. I called myself vice president, and that's how it pretty much started.
Wow. And so, from my memory, I remember seeing FUBU everywhere. Seeing LL with it, with the one pants leg up. Even seeing Ray J with it on Moesha. How did you even get into that lane? In the music videos, the TV shows, because it wasn't nothing like that.
Well, what happens is this. A lot of people, they go through we zig and zag. That's what we always did. And we kind of kept that to ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We didn't team up with this person, team up with that person, team up with this group. We just did what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it because he knew what the people wanted. I was I'm inclined, it's not just me, I'm saying I look at the Holy Spirit, God, as my Savior to tell me, listen, this is where you should go, this is where you shouldn't go.
Yes, sir.
And I wound up knowing what people wanted. And in turn, what we would do is we'd say, okay, we need to go this way, we need to do this. We would do marketing where we would pull down the gates of the store and put our name on it to the authorized user. It didn't cost them anything, so they didn't care. The gates now, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Authorize a vendor of FUBU. So we put the FUBU sign up. Everybody know to go there and buy FUBU. Like we would do, with LL when he did the Gap commercial, he wore FUBU on the Gap commercial.
On the Gap commercial.
We just did things a different way, and we didn't hold ourselves up to next to the other people that were doing it. And of course there's forefathers of Clark and I, all like he's the forefather. Like anytime I try to have an interview, I try to mention him, let him know, everybody know that he was the one that really started. Started to start the map.
Yes, sir.
Put like urban fashion really, as far as we concerned, on a map. We just took it and marketed the hell out of it.
So what's some advice you can give to upcoming fashion designers and people, trying to make clothing lines and following the steps of you?
Well, like I said, one thing I'm gonna tell you, I'm the president of the New York State Black Chamber of Commerce. So what I do is I give back, and I give back when it comes to business, and I analyze, I sit there and I talk to different businesses and entrepreneurs, and I say, well, listen, this may not be what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes
people need to hear that.
Some people need to hear that. And I look at you and I say, listen, first thing first, consistency.
Yes, sir.
Consistency. If they can't rely on you to have a consistent product, to have a consistent or a good product or whatever, what's the use?
Pointless. Pointless.
And if you can't get up every day when you don't want to, and you can't do the things and make the sacrifices that's needed to build your business when you don't want to, then you need to go work with somebody.
Call it quits.
It's funny. I'm part of charities. I go to Haiti 3 times a year.
Wow.
I'm not even Haitian. And it's they call me the dolphin, and my partner is the shark. It's the funny thing that in comparison. But we all do what we have to do to try to kind of get this thing going.
Wow. Perfect. So, any closing remarks you could say to people at home and things like that, where they can find you on social media or anything?
Oh, well, social media, my Instagram is afashionmind. That's afashion, MIND, one word. My Twitter is the letter J, which is my name, Alexander, the letter M. That's Twitter. Facebook, I'm a little not sure. I know it's Jay Alexander Martin. You can just Google that. I think it's best just to Google me. Fashionmind.com is my site. I like you every month to go on FUBU-TV.com and join that, then you could understand a little bit more about our television network. I'm hoping to push that a little bit more. And I know I have 350 million reach. I'm trying to get to 400 or 500.
Yeah.
So, like 400, 500. That's a better number.
Definitely. That's so true. So anything new, please come back to the show and let us know.
Definitely.
Please, definitely.
And we also have FUBU Radio. Sorry, we forgot to mention
FUBU Radio.
FUBU.com. You can talk FUBU.com or FUBURadio.com or FUBUHotel.com or FUBU-TV.com. I mean,
just type in FUBU on Google and you'll find something, right?
Yeah, right.
Definitely. But Jay, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thanks for the interview.
Appreciate you for being on the show.